What is up, Broncos fans? I'm back here again to talk about the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft, which just wrapped up about 10-20 minutes ago. Definitely kind of a long first round. Obviously, that's usually the case in night one of the draft, with each team getting 10 minutes to make a selection. And honestly, I think that's something going forward the NFL should kind of look into, shortening that time. But it wasn't too bad. I think overall it was 4.5, 5 hours long, which for 32 picks is a bit much. But still, if you're a football fan, if you're a college football fan like myself as well, or a draft head, and you just love this process and love the NFL draft, at least in the way I do, and I know a lot of people out there do, this is always a great time of year, and this is always a great event. And it was nice, especially with what's going on in the world and kind of the uncertain time we're living in and the chaos we're living in. It was cool to have some normalcy, even though the draft itself and the presentation of it obviously was anything but normal. But still, the NFL draft is one of the most exciting, events of the year, and this is one of the best days of the year when it's the first round of it, the opening of it. And man, this was a fun night. Man, this board couldn't have fell any more perfect for us, and I'm just absolutely thrilled with who we drafted at pick 15. And if you're honestly not excited about who we brought in, and I'll obviously get to that in a second, man, I don't know really what you're thinking or what your issue is, and I couldn't feel any different. I am absolutely thrilled with who we added, and even though, given the circumstances of who we picked, and again the way the board kind of fell, it kind of felt like balloon being, the air being taken out of a balloon, if you will, in a way, just a little bit. So the excitement of the pick was I guess muted a little bit for me, just a tad bit. But when I was able to step back and process it, still just who we were able to get, and again with the way the board fell to us, just a exciting time to be a Broncos fan. And this is just an exciting time for all the teams out there, man. I mean, the NFL draft really represents hope for teams, especially if you're picking in the top 10 or top 15 like we are. Honestly, I was stunned when the board fell the way it did for the Broncos. I was a bit surprised to see Andrew Thomas go number 4 to the Giants. I was a bit surprised to see Arizona take Isaiah Simmons at number 8, even though I think it's a great pick by them. I thought they were going to take an offensive tackle, or maybe even I could have seen them taking CeeDee Lamb. And I was really surprised to see Jedrick Wills fall to pick number 10 to Cleveland. And I was even a little surprised to see Henry Ruggs be the first receiver taken off the board by the Raiders. And even though I hate seeing the Raiders get him, and it's going to suck that we have to play him twice a year, I still love Henry Ruggs, the player, and excited for him. And he's going to be a great addition for the Raiders, even though he's on our rival team. It's still a great pick by them. And just really a great addition to their offense. But the way the board fell, it was just almost perfect for us. And then, there's that minor little trade there between San Francisco and Tampa Bay, and then I was honestly surprised to see San Francisco take a defensive lineman instead of a wide receiver, even though I knew they were kind of looking at defensive linemen. I think they took Javon Kinlaw. Was kind of surprised to see that. So we get to pick 15, and both Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb are staring us in the face. And I mean, John Elway and company had to just be giddy, and so was I as a Broncos fan. I was like, are you kidding me? We have our pick of Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb, and just got real fortunate tonight, really. And as a Bronco fan, I'm real thankful to the football gods and whoever was looking out for us tonight for the board to fall the way it did for us, where we didn't have to trade up. We really didn't have to do anything, and both these guys fell in our lap. Now, just speaking from my personal preference, I would have preferred us drafting CeeDee Lamb, because I think CeeDee Lamb is the best wide receiver in this class, and I think CeeDee Lamb is such a special talent. I said it in my draft preview, and it's a little bit bittersweet that we passed him up for Jerry Jeudy, and that's what I meant before when I said my excitement, at least first, for this pick was a little bit muted, and the air coming out of the balloon, if you will, because I really was hoping we took CeeDee Lamb. I could not believe he fell to 15, and the fact he fell to 17 and to the Dallas Cowboys, already, I believe last year, the number 1 passing offense in the league, is just absurd, and what a steal for them. And I really think CeeDee Lamb is so special that he's unlike any receiver in the league currently. I know he's been compared to DeAndre Hopkins, but I really think that that there's no one like him. I really believe that, and he's going to be an absolute star. So to pass him up is really, it's going to be tough to get over for me, and it's going to be a little bittersweet. But man, as I said in my draft preview, if there was a chance that we could get one of these big three wide receivers, whether it was CeeDee Lamb, whether it was Jerry Jeudy, or Henry Ruggs, I would be ecstatic. And the fact that we actually did get one, and two of them fell right in our lap, and we get Jerry Jeudy, it's just a beautiful thing, man. And I'm really, even though I would have preferred CeeDee Lamb, and even though, again, I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't draft CeeDee Lamb, how can you not be excited about adding Jerry Jeudy? And again, I love this kid. I love his story. And what a dynamic weapon we just added to our offensive unit, and a much-needed addition to our offensive unit. You now have Jerry Jeudy lined up next to Courtland Sutton. I mean, I think he's just such a perfect complement. Can't wait to see those two guys tear up opposing secondaries. And then you had Noah Fant in the middle. You had Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay in the backfield, and what both those guys can do as receivers as well at the running back position. I mean, this is heaven right now as a Broncos fan. So I'm giddy. I'm ecstatic to have Jerry Jeudy on the team, and I really think he's such a phenomenal fit for our offense. I mean, you look at Jerry Jeudy again out of Alabama, 6'1", 193 pounds, ran that 4.45 40 at the combine, has a 35-inch vertical, ran a 4.53 20-yard shuttle. I mean, this is a guy that really is, arguably the best route runner in this draft. I think you can make an argument that Justin Jefferson's a better route runner than him, maybe Van Jefferson as well out of Florida. But I think, that Jerry Jeudy also has a really fair argument and a really strong argument, if you will, that he is the best route runner in this class. I mean, this guy is going to break DBs off with his route running ability. I mean, runs a complete route tree and is going to have no problems with that. And you add in his ability as a route runner, just the polish that he has as a route runner, the smoothness he has as a route runner, with his shiftiness and his quickness, and it really just it showcases why he's such a special talent at the receiver position. Again, I've said it, and a lot of people have said it to me. He is very much like Odell Beckham Jr. I think he's probably a better route runner than Odell, whereas Odell might be a little quicker. But I think Jeudy is really Odell Beckham Jr.-like, and I think it was a no-brainer for us at 15. Again, it's bittersweet because I think CeeDee Lamb is better, and I think he is the best receiver in this class. But I'm not going to sit here and criticize the Broncos for taking Jerry Jeudy, and I'm not even going to sit here and be mad over it because I love this kid as well, and I think, again, he's just such a welcome addition to our offense. If I was the offensive coordinator of the Broncos, I would just be frothing at the mouth right now with the possibilities, with the weapons that we have. And the kid really is a playmaker at every level. Even if he's not as special as CeeDee Lamb, and I said this in my preview, even if he's not as special as CeeDee Lamb, especially with the ball in his hands, there's no one like CeeDee Lamb in this draft, and I would argue in the NFL in terms of his playmaking ability when the ball's in his hands. Jerry Jeudy's still a very special, dynamic playmaker, man. And then you add the route running ability on top of it. Again, this kid is just a really, really special talent at the wide receiver position. And again, this is a guy that welcomes contact. He's going to bring a physical presence to our receiving core as well, which Courtland Sutton's going to love. And this guy, again, was pretty productive at Alabama. 145 catches, 2,428 yards, 24 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons for the Crimson Tide. And not all those numbers were with Tua Tagovailoa. Some of those numbers were with Mac Jones. People forget that. So you like seeing that. And again, I'm really looking forward to seeing how him and Drew Lock can build their rapport together and their chemistry together. And I'm really interested to see how we utilize Jerry Jeudy, because again, he's a guy that can play in the slot and be super effective. And I think he's going to absolutely eat up nickel corners all day long. I know Chris Harris just signed with the Chargers. I can't wait to see him line up with Jerry Jeudy in the slot and just watch Jerry Jeudy just eat him alive. Because seriously, I think Jerry Jeudy in the slot, with his shiftiness and quickness plus his route running ability, he's going to be a nightmare in that slot position. But he's also a deep threat. This is a guy that really can make plays at every level. And he's a deep threat that can kill you underneath. So that's really what makes him special to me, and that's why I think he's such a great compliment as well to Courtland Sutton, because you have this guy in Courtland Sutton who's this big, freakish athlete at the wide receiver position, who is a prototypical height, weight, speed guy. Obviously, crazy catch radius, 50-50 ball dynamo, great jump ball threat, and he's obviously going to be your primarily your main deep threat. But now you have a guy in Jerry Jeudy. While all this attention is going to be placed on Courtland Sutton and stopping him deep, Jerry Jeudy's just going to eat opposing defenses alive underneath, again with the route running ability, eat up the middle of defenses. And I think that 1-2 punch at wide receiver, man, is just incredible. And again, I love this kid's story, man. I love who Jerry Jeudy is as a human being, and you know what he's gone through with his sister Leah, and what his family has just gone through, and his story. You know, this is a kid that it's hard not to root for him, and I'm really thrilled to see him in the orange and blue, man. I still cannot believe him and CeeDee Lamb both fell to us at 15. Really, I'm just stunned by that, and I'm just thrilled to have him. I think he's such a welcome addition, and I think he's going to be really well liked in the locker room. And you're talking about a guy who his work ethic, I think, is going to elevate everyone around him. I mean, Jerry Jeudy is definitely not a guy who's afraid to talk some smack on the field, don't get me wrong, but he's one of those guys that's more of a silent killer and kind of lets his play do the talking. And I think adding a guy like that to our offense, he's just going to elevate everyone around him in terms of wanting to work as hard as him. And that goes for Courtland Sutton, and that goes for our other receivers in the receiver room, that goes for Drew Lock, that goes for Noah Fant. And like I said, I love that we can bring Jerry Jeudy in to play the slot, and now you're going to have more opportunities to put Noah Fant on the outside, where I think, you know, he might be at his best, and there's going to be some huge mismatches for him with his height and his speed against smaller cornerbacks. And I mean, just imagine, you know, that setup as an offense. You got Drew Lock in the shotgun, you got Melvin Gordon or Phillip Lindsay, if not both, in the backfield with him. So now you have the threat of this read option, and then your setup on the outsides, you got Noah Fant and Courtland Sutton, and then you have Jerry Jeudy in the slot. I mean, that's this offense has come a long way, and don't know how you can be anything but thrilled to bring in a guy like Jerry Jeudy. So I'm just stoked and ecstatic that we got him, and the fact that he fell in our lap at 15 and we didn't have to trade up for him is just even better. So stoked to have Jerry Jeudy as the newest member of the Denver Broncos. I cannot wait to see what him, Courtland Sutton, and Noah Fant can do going into this season. And this was just a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, and again, the kid's story is great. It's hard not to root for Jerry Jeudy. And so, you guys, leave me a comment below. What do you think of the Broncos drafting Jerry Jeudy? How do you think he fits in with our offense, and what are you guys expecting from him in his rookie year? And before I wrap up, I just want to congratulate all 32 players that got drafted tonight, man. I think in this world, it's really hard to have a dream and not only have that dream, but work towards it and then accomplish it with all the doubt people throw your way and just all the obstacles that are in your way. And for these 32 kids, man, these 32 men, I should say, to do what they did tonight and fulfill that dream for them and their families, congratulations to all of them, especially in this time. I just wanted to say that. Really happy for everyone that got drafted, and going to be happy as well for the players that get drafted in the next 5 rounds, and starting tomorrow with the 2nd and 3rd round, I believe. So, and there's a lot of great players still out there. So I expect the Broncos to, you know, we got a lot of ammunition. I think we got three 3rd round picks. So would expect us to make some moves, and would love to see us add a linebacker, would love to see us add an offensive tackle. But this was a home run to kick it off with Jerry Jeudy at 15. So that's it for me, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, really helps me out. Really would help the channel out as well, and I genuinely really appreciate you guys watching. Stay safe out there, thinking of all you guys and your families. Stay positive. We're gonna get through this, guys. Just patience, one day at a time. Don't be a selfish asshole. Be selfless. We're all in this together. We're all united. Love you guys. Love the Broncos. Thumbs up to John Elway. As someone who's been critical of him for a long time, got to give him props when got to give him credit when credit's due, I should say. And one last time, Jerry Jeudy, welcome to the Mile High City, brother. Let's get to work.